And my actual eyesight is there. The high drive, deep center. Go, go, go. We're out of here. We're out of here. Say ya, playa.
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A dog pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks.
Finally here, the third of 3 games today. We have been here since 9 o'clock in the morning here at Rutgers Camden. I left once to grab lunch. I came back. We had 9 innings of baseball, and now we've got 7 more to play here at Rutgers Camden. It's the Haddon Township Hawks and the Eastern Vikings in the first round of the Camden County Tournament. Haddon Township is the 6th seed, Eastern is the 3, and after an eventful 7-1 win for Gloucester in their first game of the tournament, they are now looking to pick up the pace and see if small can beat big or if big will beat small. Tyler DeCastro is on the hill for Haddon Township this afternoon, and a former classmate of mine and a good friend, Logan Dawson, is on the hill for Eastern here in this first game stateside for Eastern. They played 2 games over in Florida, beating 2 Kentucky schools pretty handily in their first games of the season. But boy, they would wish that they're still in Florida because it's very nice down there and it's not very nice up here. But now that they're back in Jersey, they're going to be playing their first game not over in Voorhees, but over in Camden, with Haddon Township as their first opponent of an in-state kind. Like we said, we'll do starting lineups and first pitch in just a moment, but we've got a 3-person crew today. Vincent Folk, my camera operator, and Dominic Perry, my producer. We're going to be switching things up a little bit. For the first time in 288 broadcasts, I will not be doing lead play-by-play for the entire game. Dom and I are going to start out 50-50. We're going to do color commentary, and Dom will take over at some point, and he's going to get himself familiar in the booth for the first time under my branding. It's obviously very different for me not to be calling my own games, but let's face it here. Sometimes you just got to give your voice a rest. It's been, like I said, I've been here for three games. I'm already starting to lose it a little bit, but the voice is still there. But as our company grows, I want to give some of the other people in my circle an opportunity to not just be at the computer desk hitting buttons. I want them to be involved in the broadcast as well, because just as I want to break into the sports media industry, I also want that of my producers and everybody who is on my wonderful crew that I work with as well. So Dom and I are going to be sharing the booth tonight, and we hope you all enjoy the unique experience here on DWB. So it'll be a little different, but the baseball will be the same. Haddon Township and Eastern coming up next, right after this. still here. No. He didn't do it the first game. Unless you want me to sing it.
And now,
No, thank you.
Your Stars and Stripes. Stuck on the mic.
Yes.
Ow. Okay, there we go. That way you have your spot.
Yeah, I've got mine, you got yours.
Yeah, this can do turning radius is good.
Get a break. All right, well, the wonderful Walt Whitman Bridge in the background, and on the hill for Eastern this afternoon is going to be Logan Dawson. What did I say, Vince?
Ben Freeze, Walt Whitman Bridge.
Ah, well, close enough, right? Close enough. Walt Whitman, Betsy Ross, whatever. Delaware Memorial. I don't know. Same thing, right? 6 one way, half a dozen another. We're already having fun here on this Friday night. It's Logan Dawson on the hill, the class of 25, 6'1", 180 right hand shortstop and pitcher, but he will start his night on the mound. A 3.5 flat ERA last year in a, 3.43 ERA in 2023, but he's already appeared this year. 2 innings, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts versus Holy Cross, Kentucky on April 1st on opening day. One of the few games that was actually played on opening day on April 1st, but the only difference was that wasn't here. That was all the way down in Florida, where Eastern swept 2 Kentucky schools, going out to Florida for that one, and then coming back for their first game stateside here in Camden. Last year, 3.43 ERA, 33 strikeouts, 17 earned runs, 18 walks, and 33 strikeouts in 32 2/3 innings. Let's take a look at that Haddon Township starting lineup, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. Your starting 9 for Haddon Township is going to be Eamon Sheehan at the shortstop position, batting leadoff and wearing the number 0. Colin Revelle at second base, batting second. Tyler Johnston in left field, batting third. Kirby Rice behind the dish, batting cleanup. Nick Burns at first, batting fifth. Jan Torno in right, batting sixth. Miller at third. Canova at DH, and then Cam Spencer in center. Tyler DeCastro on the hill. So here we go. These teams haven't met in a number of years, but they meet again at a neutral site here in Camden. Logan Dawson kicks and delivers. That one's up high, and we're underway. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one touches the zone, and it's 1-1. As we said, your first 3 for Haddon Township is Sheehan, Revelle, and Johnston. Swing and a miss. Fastball with some late life to it. Brings it to 1-2. 1-2. Well, he's thrown 4 fastballs in a row. 2 have hit, 2 have not. Scoreboard's not on here at Rutgers Camden because everybody after the Scarlet Raptors game decided to go home. There's a swing and a miss. Logan Dawson, 1 batter, 1 strikeout, and his first appearance back in Jersey, coming back from Florida, is a K. Here's Colin Revelle. Haddon Township donning A little bit different jerseys this year than he did last, now using the white base and the red pinstripes with a first pitch pop-up in the infield. Going out for it is Winsett. He looks for it and he makes the catch. So a very quick 2 outs here, bringing up Tyler Johnson. First pitch, swing and a miss. Seems like for the most part in this first inning, Dawson's been very reliant on that fastball.
Yeah, he is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
He's gotten a quick 2 outs already. Although that one before was a slider, and it's 1-1. The first 3 for Eastern Regional in the bottom half of the first is going to be Melillo, Haldeman, and Winsett. 1-2. Well, talk about a record time for a first inning. Logan Dawson with a quick strike out of Sheehan, a first pitch pop-up to Revell. Already 1 strike away from a scoreless and flawless first inning. Logan Dawson strikes out 2, including Johnston looking. He's got 2 Ks through 1, and now Eastern gets their first chance to put a couple on the board. Bottom of the first inning, making his high school debut, Tyler DeCastro, the class of 26 sophomore. He is going to have a high bar to face here in his high school debut versus Eastern Regional, as Vinny Melillo is the first batter for the Vikings here in the bottom of the first. Your starting lineup for Eastern, presented by Tommy D's Home Improvement. You've got Vinny Melillo at at second base, batting leadoff as the first pitch is outside. Haldeman in center field, Sam Winsett at short. Angelo Cataldo behind the plate. He is batting cleanup. Logan Dawson batting 5th at the pitcher spot. Rich Ilushi is the right fielder batting 6th. Haldeman, the other brother, is in first base batting 7th. Jack Bauer, no relation to the actor, is at the DH batting 8th. And then Matt Griskiewicz is going to be in left field batting 9th. Inside. Count is very quickly 3-0 to Melillo. And that is ball 4. So now here is
Ryder Halsman.
Ryder Halsman.
You know, I was getting around to that, Tom. 6'2" senior, 183 career batting average, a 286 mark in a very small sample size last year as a junior, 2 for 7.
All ones count.
Both singles. Has not recorded an extra base hit in his high school career. A career mark of 11 for 60. So he is below the Mendoza line, but is batting second here in the Jersey debut. Throw over to first, nothing going on there for DeCastro. I mean, this is very similar to what we saw on Monday with RV and Bridgewater Raritan. You know, there was Matt Garino of Rancocas who was making his high school debut on opening day. So Haddon Township is putting their new guy out there and putting a lot of faith in him, but he has already set Haldeman down in the count 0-2. But this is the biggest case of big versus small. Haddon Township, Group 1 school, Eastern Regional, Group 4. The Vikings with over 2,000 students in their walls, and Haddon Township with less than half of that. That one skips low, now going to second base and getting in there safely is Melillo. He gets in there on a wild pitch. Had a bit of trouble handling that, but now Eastern wasting no time putting a runner in scoring position here for Haldeman. And Sam Winsett on deck for Eastern. Here's the pitch. Whoa, that one goes to the backstop, and he's going to get another free base. So that moves him over to third. Two-strike count with nobody out to Ryder Haldeman. Tapper up the first base line. This is going to be the first out. No.
He's out.
That was a close call, but that will be an RBI ground out for Ryder Haldeman. And that will be his 10th career high school RBI, and it's 1-0 Eastern. I mean, sometimes that's the best you can do. You know, that's what makes fundamental baseball a great thing, is that if you can bounce a ball in the infield and then keep that momentum going and drive in a run, you're still contributing. You're out, but you're contributing. There are, you know, hundreds of different ways to contribute in a baseball game. It goes without saying, but that's the truth. And if you can contribute to your team at the top of the order like that and set the tone early, that's a good message to have. That is not a good message to have on that pitch right there. It's 3-0 to Winsett with Cataldo, the catcher, on deck for the Vikings. That's ball 4. The second walk issued by DeCastro.
Down visit.
And just 3 batters in, Audubon High School state champion Nick Delgazzo is coming out to talk to his man, DeCastro. There is already an arm warming up in the Haddon Township bullpen.
Can't see that far, though.
Can't see the jersey number, though. We'll take a look here. Thank you, Vincent. That is number 3, which would be Colin Feely, the freshman.
Ooh.
This is a young team. They lost Nate DeCristofaro last year. Now over at Penn State Abington. Their seniors this year are Colin Ravel, Ryan Miller, and Bryce Miller, along with Richie Pablano and Nick Burns. But you got to remember, you know, this is the second team that we've seen today that is in the Colonial Liberty Division. The smaller division of only 4 teams that includes Collingswood, Haddon Township, Gateway, and Gloucester. Gloucester won that division last year for the first time since 2005. Haddon Township had a good hold on that division for a while. Collingswood did as well. And, you know, the Colonial Conference switching teams around a couple of years ago. Here comes the throw down to second, a little late, and a stolen base for Sam Winsett. But a 1-1 count with 1 away and a runner on second here for Eastern.
Here's the pitch. Now the runner's going. Here comes the throw to third. That throw almost got into left field, but it's another stolen base for Winsett.
Good job now. Do the job, man.
So Cataldo, the backstop battery for the man on deck, Logan Dawson, with one away and an early 1-0 lead for Eastern. That one skips in. It goes to the backstop. Winsett holds. Ooh. They wanted to play it safe, and that they did. It's 2-2. Vinny Melillo already scored earlier in this inning on an RBI ground out by Ryder Haldeman. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Line shot. That's a base hit in the left. Winsett comes in to score, and that's an RBI single for Anthony Cataldo, and it is 2-0 Eastern. And that might be the theme of this game. You know, the last time these two teams played each other, Eastern has beaten Haddon Township. I think they won 16-0 the last time they played a couple years ago. And they've played 3 times since NJ.com has data available going back to 2010. And in all 3 appearances, Eastern won by 8 or more runs. So Haddon Township is trying to change the narrative, but right now, not off to the hottest start. As here's the pitch. Sends it the other way, and Dawson's got a base hit. Wasting no times, hacks at the first pitch, and he moves Cataldo over to second. Second hit of the inning. As the pitcher Dawson slices one the other way. So here is Haldeman now.
His brother.
So now it's number 30. That being Spencer Haldeman, the senior. 400 average in a small sample size last year, 2 for 5, but a career 282 mark, 20 for 71. Not an extra base hit on his record, but this will be his second full season as a Viking. Tapper out to third.
Picked up.
Nobody's got it. It was bobbled like a circus in the infield, and that's going to be a miscue that makes the bases loaded. Oh, so they made a quick change. So Spencer Haldeman is now the 6th hitter at first base.
So 6th and 7th.
And now Rich Ilucci is batting in the 7th spot. First pitch from DeCastro, fouled.
Swing, Rich. Good swing, Rich.
Ilucci, the right fielder here for Eastern. Dealing with a lot of adversity early. Bases loaded, only 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's high. 1-1. That one misses. 2-1. Don't forget, we've got an action-packed weekend coming up, and that doesn't include these 3 games. We've got 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday in the 27th annual Ralph Shaw Tournament. 11 a.m. is going to be an instant classic, as it has been the past 2 years. Bishop Eustace versus Kingsway. That's an 11 a.m. start. 2 p.m. is Cinnaminson versus Audubon. Same times on Sunday for the consolation game at 11 and the championship game at 2. Or I guess 3. Don, you're telling me something different? Okay. So they're leaving a little extra time. 3 and 2.
Saturday is 11 and 2, and Sunday is 12 and 3.
So they moved it back an hour. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I didn't have that on my calendar that way, so I appreciate it. It's a 3-2. That one's outside, and that is a bases-loaded walk. So here's Jack Bauer. Now, Jack Bauer wearing number 25 instead of 24 seems almost intentional, right? I mean, come on.
Joe
Like, the connection is there, right?
Joe Bauer, yeah. It has to be.
He was 24 his entire career. Somebody had 24 when he got up here.
Really?
Really?
There's a fly ball to right field by Bauer. Right fielder
And he
trips.
makes an amazing catch.
A nice circus catch in right. Dawson will score. That's a 4-0 game. So somebody just told us Jack has had 24 his entire career, so I guess it was intentional, but somebody this year had number 24,
Job, Jack.
so he had to switch.
Let's score a run, Jack. Nice job.
And Alex Jarson, the freshman, has number 24, but Bauer is a junior. I thought he would have had a little priority, but now here is the 9th batter of the frame as Eastern has gotten 4 runs across here in the first. It is Matt Griskavich. So Melillo, Winsett, Cataldo, and Dawson have scored this inning. Spencer Haldeman is on second. Rich Iucci on first. Melillo back on deck here for Eastern. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. There's a strike, 2-1. Eastern out to a big lead early here on a crisp Friday night.
The pitch.
High and away, 3-1. Melillo walked and came around to score his first time. Of course, this is our 3rd game of the day. Gloucester beat Sterling 7-1 in game 1.
Pitch.
And
Got
Griskavich
off.
foul.
Full count.
Still in the first inning, though. And Haddon Township, even though they went down in order with Dawson, they're going to have a lot to work with. They're going to have a lot to climb over and a high bar to clear if they want to get back in this game. That is ball 4. And the ball got away from the Eastern bullpen before that pitch. And Melillo walks to get the bases loaded again.
That's Matt. Matt walked to get the base loaded again.
I apologize. Now it's Melillo. Delgazzo out on the hill, and it looks like for this second mound visit, they are going to pull the plug from DeCastro early. The bases are loaded, they have batted around, and it's a 4-run frame for Eastern. New pitcher is going to be the freshman Colin Feely, so 2 of these starter pitchers for Haddon Township are going to be making their high school debuts. But which one will prevail? Well, we'll see right after the break. Still in the bottom of the first. Eastern leads Haddon Township 4-0. As the 10th batter of the frame, Vinny Melillo bats with the bases loaded versus Colin Feely. First pitch is a strike from the freshman. It's 0-1. Haddon Township went down in order at the hand of Logan Dawson in the first. But the wind's going to play a big factor tonight. If that one gets away, that will score another run, and it's 5-0. So that scores Spencer Haldeman, and it's going to be a 5 spot for Eastern in this first inning. I mean, hey, Sterling played Eastern last year. I'd say Sterling and Haddon Township are on a very similar caliber. And Eastern won 15-0. So, hot shot out to second base. That will do it in the first. Throw down is in time. Nick Burns with a nice scoop, and the side is retired. Eastern, however, brings 10 men to the plate and scores 5 of them. We'll be right back after 1. Eastern up by 5.
There you go.
Here's the top of the second. Haddon Township went down in order in the first, and Dawson delivers the first pitch to Kirby Rice, the catcher. And it's 1-0. Nick Burns, the first baseman, on deck, and in the hole is the right fielder, Jantorno. That one misses. Jack Jantorno, the sophomore, to be followed up by the senior, Nick Burns, senior first baseman. Here's the pitch. That one missed. Kicks and delivers. There's a strike. There's a strike.
Pitch.
Ooh, a little inside. That's not chin music, but it got a little close. And Haddon Township is their first base runner in Kirby Rice. And here's Nick Burns. Nick Burns, number 44. 3 varsity seasons, 55 for 167. Had a home run in his sophomore year in 2022. Has had a very consistent number, 55 at bats in his freshman year, 55 in his sophomore year, and 57 in his junior year. A 329 career average, had 400 in his sophomore year 2022, and a 316 mark in 2023. Here's a pitch to Burns. I mean, this dude can hit. You know, he has the build of a power bat, but he is a power bat. His lone career home run came on opening day of his sophomore year in a game that was quite an interesting one. Haddon Township on April 1st of 2022 beat Lindenwold 32-0. I remember this game very well. It was a no-hitter by Bobby Evans, and he had 15 strikeouts. Now, Lindenwold, as far as I'm concerned, does not field a varsity team anymore. They didn't have the numbers last year. They only played a JV schedule. And with there being 12 teams in the Colonial Conference, only 10 field a baseball team. Lindenwold and Woodbury have not fielded a baseball team in the past 2 seasons, at least at the varsity level. I mean, that obviously can fluctuate. The numbers can change from year to year. But we talked about it before. Lindenwold had 3 straight losing seasons. As a ground ball out to short.
Out, another one. Flip short.
So Burns is retired. 1 away, but that did move the runner over to second, that being Rice. And here is Jack Jantorno. But Lindenwold last won a game at the varsity baseball level on May 15th, 2017 in a win over Camden in an out-of-conference game. And that was the last time they won. They had a lot of unfortunately just bad seasons. But that's not really their fault. They didn't have the numbers. They didn't have the equipment to develop. You know, Lindenwold being down there, they don't have, $1 million resources for that. Baseball's not their top sport. Fouled. Jantorno, the sophomore, recorded a 2-for-7 mark as a freshman. Had 1 hit, or rather 1 single, 1 double, 1 walk, 1 stolen base. So a little bit of everything. But it's a 2-1 count to Jantorno as the 6th man in the order for Haddon Township. There's a strike, 2-2. That's strike 3, and Jantorno goes down on strikes. Strikeout number 3 for Dawson, and there's 2 away. Swing and a miss. Just a little late on that by Bryce Miller. But Haddon Township, with 2 outs, does have a runner in scoring position. There's a strike. 0-2.
Nice.
High and away, just above the letters. 1-2. The
pitch.
That one's high. 2-2. Dawson gets strikeout number 4. They got to complete the play down at first. That's going to be a strikeout wild pitch, and he'll reach. Hold on here. Rob Christ is making an argument at home plate that the bat hit the ball. And they're going to talk it over with the second base umpire to see if that call is correct.
I did not see anything.
I didn't hear anything either.
I didn't either. You would hear that.
Yeah, but
ever so slightly.
I also trust Rob Christ because he's a legendary head coach. He knows what he's talking about. He doesn't spout stuff into the wind.
They're going to keep the runner on first.
So he's got his hands up. He's trying to get an explanation here. Trying to figure out what's going on, but they're going to call it a strikeout wild pitch for Miller. I mean, obviously in a 5-run game,
Throw him out, Ant. Let's go.
And now he wants an explanation from the second base umpire. So, obviously not happy at all. And he's just trying to reason with him, Well, he's going to get out of the argument without having to go to the showers, but
Or not.
well, now he's turning back around, so now it's going to be a mound visit. But I mean, hey, I can't blame him, Obviously he wasn't happy about that call, had to get his money's worth, and he's going to talk to Logan Dawson here because now that the call's not going to be overturned,
Runner in scoring position.
Yeah, you've got a runner on third, a runner on first, and Dawson has gotten in a little bit of a jam here. So, not really of his own fault. A quick walk to Rice, 2 quick outs, and the strikeout wild pitch. You can't really fault him for a strikeout wild pitch. That just means he threw a good one. Catcher couldn't hang on to it, and that's the consequence. So here is Brandon Camulda. He sends a fly ball right center field. This one's going to be looping, and it's going to be caught at second to retire the side. So Haddon Township does not score, but they leave 2 runners on. We go to the bottom of the second, 5-0 Eastern. Bottom of the second, Eastern up by a boatload here, 5-0. After 10 men came to the plate in the first. Ryder Haltman takes a ball. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Eastern in the second. 9, 1, and 2 in the third for Township. It's downstairs. Now we'll be seeing Haddon Township a couple of times this year. April 19th with Haddon Township and Timber Creek to kick off the Thank You Classic down at Belmar Rec. That's a 7 o'clock start time. Swing and a miss. And then the next time we'll be seeing them most likely is April 29th. That will be a home game for Audubon versus Haddon Township. It'll either be that or Kingsway Gloucester Catholic. We have to decide what game we're covering that day. There's a couple of good ones around in South Jersey. (3-1) from Feely outside, ball 4, and the cycle continues. So here's Sam Winsett. There's a strike. I think the one thing, though, is that Feely, should not really worry about velocity here. Pump fastballs down the pipe. I'm not saying give them meatballs, but give them something that they can hit and then hit it into the ground for a double play, like a high fastball. High fastballs are dangerous pitches if you don't know how to locate them, but if they're effective, you ground into a lot of double plays, you get a lot of guys out, and you get guys swinging on top of the ball. And it's all about the mind games. If you throw low, batters are going to start swinging low, just like that. There's a high pop-up, country mile in the sky. Sheehan drops it. The ball skipped off of his glove. It kicks into right field. I can't really blame Sheehan there, but he just lost track of it, and it's going to be an E6. So Winsett got to first. Did not advance any further, and now Haldeman at second base for Cataldo. There's a fly ball deep out to left for Cataldo. It is going to stay in the park, 2 hops off the wall. RBI double, a 2 RBI double, Anthony Cataldo. It's not a homer, but who cares? It's 7-0. 3 RBIs for Anthony Cataldo here in these first 2 innings.
Nice job, Winsett.
A great piece of hitting there, had a chance to get out of here, but with the wind blowing straight in, that was more of a fantasy than a reality. As here is Dawson now. Pitcher on the hill with 4 strikeouts to his name. And also a base hit to his name. That one's up and in, 1-0. Eastern with 5 runs in the first, 2 in the second.
Pitch.
Dawson rockets it foul. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this is the only Eastern baseball appearance we'll be seeing this year. Obviously we want to get him a home game, but scheduling is easier said than done. So we'll see what we can do, though. Got a lot of teams in that Olympic American division, though, like Lenape. We're seeing them on Saturday the 13th versus Cherokee.
Pitch.
Dawson with a rocket, deep right field. That ball is off the wall. just a couple of feet away from a homer. He's going to have an RBI double. The hits keep on coming. It's 8-0. RBI double, Logan Dawson. And still nobody out. Haddon Township's just getting obliterated right now. Now there are 8 teams participating in this tournament. It does not consist of all teams in Camden County. It's more of an invitation. Because Audubon is not participating, Haddon Heights is not participating. The 8 teams that are is 8 seed Triton, 1 seed Cherry Hill West, 2 seed Gloucester, 7 seed Sterling. That game already happened. 3 seed Eastern, 6 seed Haddon Township. That's this. And then 4 seed Collingswood, 5 seed Cherry Hill East. Now, Cherry Hill East and Collingswood and Triton and West will be played on Sunday here. Now, we will not be there as we'll be covering the Ralph Shaw consolation in the finals. That's down the right field line, but it's foul. So, Haldeman kind of shaking off his hand a little bit. I would imagine making any sort of contact in this weather hurts.
That vibration, the coldness, and that aluminum bat, it hurts.
Oh yeah, it stings. Even with a wood bat, that's going to sting. It just goes straight to your hands. He throws back to second. The ball hit the runner. It hit the runner square in the leg. Now they're going to throw over to third. That throw is trapped. Oh my goodness. That's going to be an E1 that advances Dawson to third. Outside. Haldeman foul. Haddon Township still searching for their first out of the second. After allowing 5 in the first, they've now given up 3 in the second in an 8-0 game. Curveball rocketed. That one is diving, but it goes into right field. Dawson scores and an RBI single for Haldeman breaks this game up to 9-0. Well, as we say, in this business, it's just one of those days. You know, I think going into it, considering the last time these two teams played, Eastern won by 16, I think the precedent was there, and that, you know, it's pretty obvious that, you know, look, Haddon Township was going to have their back against the wall before they threw the first pitch. And especially with Dawson out there, you know, the fierce pitcher that he is, you just got to think about, you know, what he's had and what he's going to be thrown against. You know, when you're in the Olympic Conference, I mean, the Olympic Conference far and away is the best conference in South Jersey for baseball. You know, the Colonial's up there, the Tri-County's up there, Burlington County not really, and the Cape Atlantic too, but like the Olympic Conference has very few teams that didn't break 500 last year, or at least, you know, broke the win column a couple of times. You know, even CCTS in the Olympic, they were still 7-14. They were still playing to their competition. You know, the Olympic Conference is just aligned so well to where the competition is very even. Like, Eastern isn't going to have to play CCTS twice. You know, they're not going to have to play those guys. They're not going to have to play Camden or Winslow twice. You know, the competition is very spread out, and 80 to 85% of it is all good baseball. There's a swing and a miss by Iolucci. There's 2-2. Of course, counting balls and strikes tonight is a little more difficult because the scoreboard is not on in left center field. So we kind of have to go by word of mouth and what we see. Just have to make sure our numbers are correct. That's a foul ball. Still 2-2. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Drive into success today by booking your appointment with Harper. 95% of students pass their road test on the first try. So that's a 2-2 count. Runner on first.
The bullpen needs to keep moving.
Jack Bauer on deck here for Eastern. Throw to first. Nothing going on. But like we said, Township should be thinking high here, you know. Just at least for these next couple of pitches, just because you want to get him into a double play. You want to get the inning over as quickly as possible, and you want to try to put a tourniquet on the damage. See, he did that, but he didn't take it. Here's the thing, though. You can throw high fastballs as much as you want, but if the hitters don't take them, you know, 95% of umpires I've seen at the high school level are more likely to call a strike on a low fastball than they are on a high fastball. Just because it's more eye level, and it's a lot easier to decipher. So, you know, sometimes you see guys with a wide strike zone, but even then, when you look at the up and the down, you're going to see a lot more low strikes called than high strikes, at this level at least.
Okay.
3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, and a runner on first for Iolucci. 3-2. Rocket in right center field. The hits just keep on coming. That one hits off with a 343 sign in right center. Rounding third. He gets the green light coming in and scoring. This is going to be an RBI triple for Iolucci. That's an even 10. 10-zip Eastern.
Sam Winsett. Hello. Oh, wait, are you Sam's mom? I'm Danny.
Hi, how are you?
Good, yeah.
Nick Delgazzo
Yeah.
will be talking to Colin Feely. I didn't see any action. I think there was somebody warming up in the Haddon Township bullpen, and there is somebody that at least has been in and out of the Eastern bullpen as well. So, I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. The threshold is here for a mercy rule.
Yeah.
They'll just have to play the second, the rest of the third, and the fourth, and they can close it out. But that also depends on Haddon Township and their offensive production. You know, if you only throw Dawson for 2 or 3 innings and then you put in somebody else, if he gives up a couple of runs, well, guess what? Then that threshold is going to be reset because it just has to be 10 runs. Whether it's 15-5, 20-10, whatever, 10 runs is 10 runs. And here's Jack Bauer. Still nobody out. And this is the 7th batter of the inning. Feely drops in a curveball, 0-1. And that's good from Feely there. You got to mix it up a little bit. You know, I think the concern is right now it's very cold, it's very windy. You don't have a good grip on the baseball in this kind of weather. Everything's just going to slip out of your hand like that, and it's 1-1. But, you know, not knocking Feely at all. You know, this is a very young team. Haddon Township, 10-17 last year. And Eastern, of course, as everybody knows, South Jersey Group 4 sectional champions.
Right on.
That one is a foul ball deep down the right field line, and he golfed that one, and it's 1-2. But Eastern has put up 5 runs in both the first and the second. The only difference is, now in the second, they've put up 5 runs with no outs. They've done it all in a row. Dead ball hit him in the foot. Count remains 1-2. It's a beautiful sunset, a beautiful Friday night here in Camden. I wish it was 20 degrees warmer, you know, and a little less wind. Bauer lines it. He almost took out his runner at third base. And it's a foul ball. He almost said Iolucci to the IL. And he put his hands up like, what the heck was that? Eastern already has played 2 games this year. They played 2 Kentucky schools down in Florida. Holy Cross was one of them, a game that Dawson appeared in for 2 innings. That one's outside, 2-2. You just can't let that count slip away from you. There we go, 2-2. Feely delivers. There's strike 3, inside corner. 1 away. First strikeout from anyone on the Haddon Township staff tonight. And it comes on the looking variety, as now we turn it over to Griskavich. Strike 1. Seems that curveball's working for him. He's just got to control it. That's really all it is. You know, he's got good break on that curveball. It's a little more of a, it's not exactly a 12-6, and it's not a sweeper either. It's a little bit more of like a 1-7, you know? That's the way I think of it, or a 11-5. It's not exactly a 12-6, but it's got good movement to it. It's got good movement on both ends, lateral and horizontal. You know, he's got a little bit of everything, but you just can't rely on that fastball too much because the hitters have figured it out. They've already figured it out. There's a ground ball, bounces off the glove, out at short, throw to first, is not in time. That's an RBI for Griskavich. And Eastern adds another hit.
I'm a huge fan.
So Eastern now puts up their 6th run of the inning, and it is 11-0. Melillo swings at the worms, and it's 0-1.
Come on, Vinny.
Melillo batting for the 3rd time in this one in just 2 innings. He walked to start the game and then ended the 1st inning on a ground out. So he is 0 for 1, but this is his 3rd plate appearance of the night. There's a strike. 1-2. With Ryder Haldeman on deck for Eastern. And pitch. Hot shot off the mound, takes a weird hop. They throw to second. They don't get him there. They don't get anybody. And Melillo wasn't going to be out at first anyway, but that's going to be an infield hit. And here's Haldeman. He has an RBI and led off the inning with a walk. So this is his 3rd appearance of the game.
At the hall?
Swing and a miss. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Feely delivers. That's a breaking ball that misses. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Ryder Haldeman. Number 3 hitter in the order, Sam Winsett, the shortstop, is up next for Eastern. Popped up by Haldeman, right field side. Burns backpedaling. He can't get there. That ball drops. Now there's a log jam on the bases. They're going to throw to third. He can't get it. The throw gets away. It goes down the left field line. The run will score. And it is 12-0. So a comedy of errors in the outfield, and that's going to make it 12 runs for Eastern. Really not anybody's night, you know? 2nd inning, and Eastern has put up a 7 spot.
third. Sam Winsett sets up the play. And the pitch. Swing and a miss.
So the current situation is this. After Haldeman got on second base, that now leaves Melillo on third. And the pitch to Winsett. There's a strike. 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Thought about it, but he held up. And you know, after all this, we got to pack up the equipment, go to bed, and get up early tomorrow for 2 more games on Saturday and 2 more on Sunday.
Don't remind me.
But they'll be warm.
Yes.
They'll be warmer tomorrow.
I mean, our next,
Hoping.
after today, I mean, Thursday was our last off day until, if my memory serves me right, April 17th is the last one.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Winsett strikes out. And there's 2 down. Second strikeout for Feely. And here is Anthony Cataldo. Cataldo has driven in 3 runs, has had an RBI single and a 2-run double earlier in this inning. Now he's got 2 more runners on base to drive home, looking for RBIs number 4 and 5, and he certainly was looking for those RBIs. With a swing like that, it's 0-1. Foul. 0-2. So Feely, after giving up 7 runs, remember, he's been in the game since the first. So all 7 of those runs are going to be charged against him. And he's going to have to put in a lot of work against his conference opponents to bring that ERA down. But it's not about ERA in baseball. It's about your team winning. Fly ball to center field, and it's dropped. 2-run score, 14-0. Technically, that ball can't be scored as an error because the ball never hit the glove of the center fielder, and it didn't hit his person either. So that will be scored as a 2-run single for Cataldo, his 5th RBI of the game.
I didn't even see the ball. Once it went up, I was
So that is now 9 earned runs charged against Feely this inning. Something got in the eye of Dawson. But he steps back in. Versus Phil. I mean, you can see the wind rippling in his jersey. That one's headed to the track. And they're running out of baseballs. That one misses. Dawson rips one center field, going over and making the catch. Whew. That one ends the inning. After 2, 14-0. It's 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points for Eastern. We'll be right back.
do that right now. And back top of the third. Amy Sheehan up to the plate. That's a ball. Dawson delivers. Ball. Down and inside.
Bro, but Bedminster's a place to be. Bedminster for me 520. One round? Yeah. Do you have a timeout? Yeah. Alright, you send me that?
Dawson delivers again. Strike inside. Gets 2-1.
Come on, it's only third degrees. Yo, where's the star of the show?
Strike. Counts 2-2. Ball down. Full count. And Dawson picks up his 5th K of the inning. Read the game. Out to the plate. Rivel. Ball gets away from Bauer. There's the ball. Ball on the outside. I rarely say I'm cold. I'm cold. Also delivers. Back to the second baseman.
Behind the scenes of
Out to the plate, Tyler Johnston. Ball on the inside. Strike. Cool.
2 balls and 1 strike here.
I'm too cold to talk right now. Get going. Ball on the inside. 3-1.
Oh, is that the guy that says what's up, brother?
Tough call on the inside there. 3-2.
On stream, bro, it's so funny.
That's ball 4. The Haddon Township's going to get a late base runner here after Ravel for Tyler Johnston. Johnston hitless so far.
Kirby Rice is up to the plate.
No, it's Tyler Johnston, Don.
Well, switch it.
Oh,
You also didn't tell me who was up.
Well, no. Hold on, Mom.
Because
You didn't mark anything for the ninth hitter. Cam Spencer. So it is Tyler Johnson. You gotta have to teach him more of this stuff, Dom. That's all right. It'll get better with time. Ugh. Inside.
He's not going to hit a fastball.
1-2, Tyler Johnson.
With Kirby Rice on deck for Haddon Township. That's swing and a miss. Strikeout number 6 for Logan Dawson. He's got 2 in each inning tonight. We go to the bottom of the third, 14-0 Eastern.
Okay, so where are you at?
Bottom of the third, Eastern leads 14-0. First pitch is a strike.
They need to score 1, I think, to call it.
What is it, 15 after 3?
I think it's 20 after 3, 15 after 4, 20.
Swing and a miss.
Dude, we used to beat 20-0 in high school. Oh, really? Junior year. That's when we played on the senior. We had like 20. We had 2 20-home games.
So Spencer Haldeman takes in.
Eventually, we just like pop out.
See, we never stopped, dude. Like, we wouldn't steal or anything, but we never stopped scoring.
And the 1-2 from the new pitcher for Township, Nick Burns, gives it a curveball and it's
Oh
foul.
my gosh, it's so cool.
Doesn't help that the wind is blowing straight in, right at us.
We're getting our recovery in for tomorrow, though.
Just like the same
That
thing
cold,
with
better.
Cherry Hill West and Gloucester Catholic. Back on the 21st, our first scrimmage of the year, game time temp was 42. There's a swing and a miss. Nick Burns with a strikeout. Real field tonight, 39 degrees. Just a couple degrees over freezing. See, if it's going to be 39 degrees and we're going to play baseball, why can't it snow? You know, we have never had a snow game. We've had 288 broadcasts in DWB's history. Now, we've had broadcasts when it was snowing, but that's during the indoor season. The Pirates played today in a snow game, so made me think of it. You know, it definitely can snow in April, and it's a great thing. Upstairs to Rich Iolucci. Don't forget, folks, we've got 2 broadcasts tomorrow. 11 a.m. is Bishop Eustace and Kingsway. 2 p.m. will be Cinnaminson and Audubon. Then Sunday will be the consolation game at 12 and the championship game at 3. There's a strike to Iolucci. Yeah, but the day's almost over. We've been here since 9 o'clock this morning. And the pitch from Burns is ball 4. And here's Jack Bauer.
So it doesn't help.
There's a strike. 0-1.
Did he not miss that? No, dude, this went straight through. Alright, we're going to take a look at the bump set here.
Runner on first and 1 away with
He went straight.
Eastern up by a bunch.
Stop. There you go.
There's a strike. We do have a pinch hitter on deck as Eastern, after actually almost 4 rotations of the order, looks like they're going to put in some of their bench guys. That includes Brendan Galante. Looks like he's going to replace Melillo. Here's a ground ball out to third, a nice range, but that's not his play. The ball gets away. Going to third is going to be Iolucci. It's going to be an E5 because that's not his play. I mean, you know, that was the shortstop's play through and through, and he went there, but if you're going to range out of your comfort zone to make that play, you better be able to make the throw. So here is now Brendan Galante, and another batter is going to grab a bat in the on-deck circle. It's going to be Brody Smith. So Galante replaces Chris Cavendish. With runners on the corners and 1 away. Hot shot back up the middle. There's a base hit into center field. Brings home the run. That's an RBI for Brendan Galante. And it is 15-0. So that puts runners on first and second now. Now for Brody Smith. So Melillo is out, and basically it's a clear the bench situation. They're putting in their reserves and making sure everybody gets a chance here off of Burns. Number 34, Matt Capriotti on deck for Eastern. Here's the pitch. There's a strike.
That's a mental concert.
Smith grounds this one in the right field. There's a base hit. Holding up at third will be Bauer.
Do you want me to do that?
Here is Matt Capriotti now with the bases loaded. There's a strike. Now it's 0-2. He got jammed, but it's dropped by Burns. Now there's a log jam on the bases. They got to throw home. They got to tag the bag. He's out at home. Now they throw down to third, and they got a double play, and the inning is over. Oh, my goodness. He popped it up. Burns dropped it. The runner ran to first, and there was already somebody there. That's an inning-ending double play, and Eastern is held to 1. We go to the top of the 4th. Just 2 more frames to play if Haddon Township doesn't put up 5. It's 15-0. Break.
Tommy D's Home Design Center has opened a second location on Creek Road in Belmar, operating in Philadelphia for over 25 years and now expanding into South Jersey. Tommy D's is the place to go for kitchen cabinets, countertops, and cabinet accessories, heavily discounted compared to big box retailers. Stop in, take a seat, and watch as our experienced kitchen designer makes the kitchen of your dreams right in front of you. Tommy D's is the best in the business for quality kitchen countertops and cabinets that fit all budgets. Call us today at 856-210-9504 or
All right, top of the 4th, it's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, how many Major League Baseball stadiums do not have a corporate sponsor attached to their stadium name? Is it A, 9 out of 30, B, 14 out of 30, C, 6 out of 30, or D, 17 out of 30? The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah. Yeah, we were at Coastal last year.
Foul ball to start the inning. Yeah, Kirby Rice.
Yeah, that's gonna be all crazy.
Rice taps it foul. New pitcher for Eastern, number 28, who is not on my roster, unfortunately. Tapper out to short. It's taken in. Thrown actually in at third by Dawson, the new third baseman, and there's one away. So here's Nick Burns, the new pitcher here for Haddon Township, here in the top of the fourth.
He said he mows your lawn.
Fly ball, base hit, left center field. Nick Burns gets a knock. Wastes no time on the first pitch.
It's all good stuff. Tell your mom I said
Here's a new hitter for Haddon Township, number 15, Ryan Miller.
So we're gonna miss.
0-1. Our production crew for tomorrow, I'll be on call for both games Saturday and both games Sunday. Our producer for game 1 will be Jacob Steidler, and game 2 will be Vincent Vogt. Sunday's games, not sure yet who's going to be on the call for that. I know I'm going to be calling the games, but I'm not sure about producers and all that. Dom's not available, Vince isn't available. I got to go to some of my other guys in the crew. Versus Miller.
I'll be there, but in a different capacity.
Yes, you will be. Don Perry is the public address announcer for Audubon. So he's volunteering his time on his day off. Tags the bag for second. That's going to be a fielder's choice, as they got the one out at second base. It did not turn two, so Miller is safe.
Hold on. The GOAT himself. Yo, we got a fan calling in. Let's go. Yo, you know Nate Cristofaro?
Of course.
Oh, he's my dog. Oh, there he is.
Ground ball out to short. This is going to retire the side. He tags second, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 15-0.
wasn't anywhere close to 80.
Yeah, it's the bottom of the fourth inning. It's time to reveal the answer for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question was, how many Major League stadiums do not have a corporate sponsor attached to their stadium name? Is it A, 9 out of 30, B, 14 out of 30, C, 6 out of 30, or D, 17 out of 30? Vince, your guess is 9. Dom? Your
It's
guess?
9.
Yeah, that is correct.
Half my fingers are frozen.
The correct answer is 9 out of 30 of active Major League stadiums do not have a corporate sponsor attached to their name. And if you want to count them, it's Oriole Park, Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, Kauffman Stadium, that being 4 in the American League. Oakland Coliseum counts as another one. And then you've got the other 4, that being Nationals Park, fly ball left center field. That's going to be a base hit. So the first batter that Colin Revelle faces is Noah Quanger, and that's going to be a base hit. Bringing up now number 41, Dominic Passarella. So 5 in the American League in the Nationals Park for 6. Wrigley Field and Dodger Stadium. And then I'm missing one.
You get Fenway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
That's Fenway.
Oh, Angel Stadium. That's the other one I'm missing. Yes, so 9 total.
Nah, bro.
Outside.
Just go down to AC.
Philadelphia International. It's down there. I'm going to get on the plane and talk to
Here's
you.
a pitch from Revelle. That one got him right in the tush.
That hurt. That hurt.
So that'll be a plunker for Quanger. And now this brings up number 28,
Yeah, what's up?
Josh Chanovsky.
Okay. Reclass, Nate. Reclass. Come back.
Chanovsky ground ball. He tags the bag at second for 1 on the first. That's a double play. So here is now with 2 down, Sean Carback. So Eastern put up 5 runs in the first. They put up 9 in the second, only 1 in the third, and have been scoreless since, and they're going to get not another run. They're actually going to hold off on that one. Nobody's grabbed a bat yet. Somebody just did. That is... looks like number 42, Carson Michalski. There's a fly ball deep left center field going back, and it's caught. A good hit by Sean Carback, but he just couldn't get that one on the ground. We've got 3 more outs to play here in this Camden County tournament. Eastern 15, Haddon Township 0. In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Garden State Pet Center is an independently owned full-service pet store. Our specialty is promoting companionship between people and animals by providing the healthiest product choices available, including all-natural foods, supplements that support and relieve health issues, and innovative products for pet parents. Our goal is to provide our customers with a relaxing environment, and while we're not striving to be the biggest store on the East Coast, we're striving to be the best. No other pet store will make you feel at home like we do. At Garden State Pet Center, we view pets as members of the family. We don't believe in fast, high-pressure sales, but instead matching up the right pet with the right owners, as you are making a lifelong commitment. Together with our team members, we would like your visit to our store to be both enjoyable and educational. Simply drop in and take a look around. View the birds, reptiles, small animals, toys, food, cages, and miscellaneous items. Learn of the services we have to offer and decide for yourself if this is the store you'd like to call your home away from home.
Victor Santucci, owner of Garden State Pet Center. Visit us today at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon, New Jersey. We're open 7 days a week for all of your pets' needs.
That is funny.
Top of the 5th inning. Getting ready to go home here at Camden Athletic Complex.
He called everything.
15-0.
Good swing there. Love how I'm catching strays.
The player of the game is going to be Anthony Cataldo, who drove in 5 of Eastern's 15 runs. Went 3 for 3 before being taken out of the game with a double and 2 singles.
Dan wants to be your parents. That'll be electric if they're here.
2-1 to Rocco Quantrara. Swing and a foul tip. 2-2.
We got 3 more outs until
Hot shot right back at the hill. 1 away.
Nice catch by Carback at first. Carback's kind of first. I don't think you can see that.
It'll turn over now to number 77, Chase Machini, the junior. 667 average last year in a small sample size, 4 for 6, 3 singles and a double. Here's a pitch from Chofskowski. That one's going to miss. As we said, tomorrow is Bishop Eustace and Kingsway at 11 a.m. 2 o'clock will be Cinnaminson and Audubon. Sunday will be the consolation game at 12, championship game at 3. And then Monday, solar eclipse dependent, because we don't know even if the games are going to be played because of the incoming eclipse, but there's at least probably going to be some sort of delay. There's a strike.
Like, I've never heard you say that someone is good at baseball. Bro, Nate.
The game scheduled is Woodstown, Pennsville on the 8th. That's a 4 o'clock start time, but you know, we got an email talking about how the solar eclipse, we're not going to be in the line of totality, but about 90% of the sun will be covered by the moon. Last time in 20 years that it'll happen. This one bounces over the middle, and Chase Machini's got a base hit. So with 1 away, the lineup turns over now to the top of the card. That is number 18, Jonah Sunkett.
I think the Hawks are going to scratch one across here.
There's a strike, 0-1. Eastern, if they win this game, would improve to 3-0 on the young campaign. Haddon Township would fall to 0-1. There's another one. Attacks the zone again, and it's 0-2.
Let's go. You guys a fan of RJ? Sorry? Yeah. Oh, really? GC? That's my dog.
No.
Where?
When he went to Gateway.
Oh, yeah, he did. His freshman year. Right?
He did.
That's my dog, Arj.
He went my 7th and 8th grade. He
Yeah,
left. Well, Aiden left first, and then he left.
Who's Aiden? Dude, call him up, dude. Dude, call him up. Dude, it's so cold. I love college.
You think with the sport that I played, I would be fine with pulling, but no.
Dude, that scared me, man.
Just let him go.
They'll let that runner go down to second. So Ravel's still batting here. He's one of the few batters in this Haddon Township order that has not been taken out yet. Here's a pitch. There's a strike. On deck for Haddon Township. With 2 outs now, and the pitch. Upstairs, if the inning were to continue, number 41, Richie Poblano, is next. It's the last call here in the top of the 5th. Eastern leads by 15. Here's the pitch from the Vikes, and that's going to skip away. That's ball 4 to Ravel. That puts 2 runners on for Haddon Township. A little bit of late offense here. Now for Richie Poblano. Ground ball out to short, picked up, and that will do it. 3 up, 3 down, and we've got ourselves a 15-out win. Eastern takes care of business, and speaking of 15 outs, that's also the amount of runs they put up on the board. 15-0 the final as they take down Haddon Township in the first round of the Camden County Tournament. All 3 games were exciting today. Gloucester beat Sterling 7-1. TCNJ beat Rutgers Camden 4-2, and then this one, a bit of a blowout, but they got it done nonetheless. Your player of the game, presented by Harper Driving School, is Anthony Cataldo. Not Angelo Cataldi, that's a 94 WIP host, but Anthony Cataldo. 5 RBIs in this one, reached base all 3 times, got 3 hits, and he is your player of the game. But no post-game interview because we need to get home. And we also need to get some sleep because I got to be up early for the Ralph Shaw tomorrow with Bishop Eustace and Kingsway and Sentiments in an Audubon. From everybody here at DWV, my social media coordinator, Anthony DePalma, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rail, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, my producer and color commentator tonight, Dominic Perry, my camera operator, Vincent Vogt. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning in Audubon. Have a good one, folks.